What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
It's that time of the year, baby. We're getting closer.
Yes, we are.
Playoff basketball's on the horizons, man. Your boy, Mr. Too Many Reasons, is here to get y'all all ready to go, man. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm solid, man. I am solid. And you know who is solid? The King, a.k.a. LeBron James, is looking solid. He put out a video. See, LeBron, man, I'm telling you, man, this social media days, that, Jordan had a commercial. Now you don't even need a commercial. Just put out an Instagram video and start running and say, coming to a city near you, okay? And so it's looking like the King is coming back. But here's my thing, and I'm a little bit worried. And I may be tripping. Maybe that's just how LeBron was running. But it does still seem like LeBron was running with a little limp in that video. It seemed like it had a little limp to the video. I mean, to the run because I know I've had an ankle injury and I'm really familiar with ankle injuries. He had that. It wasn't that much, but it was a little bit. And so I'm a little afraid if because of the Lakers' up and down season and how they haven't been really consistent on both sides of the ball, are they rushing LeBron James a little bit too soon because they know it could be a potential matchup to play against a really, really good, consistent Clipper team in the first round? And I'm not saying that the Lakers can't beat the Clippers, but this state of the Lakers, I think that they can lose and fall to the state of the Clippers of how the Clippers have been playing. And that's not a first round matchup that you really want to see. If I'm the Lakers, haven't jailed, no team camaraderie, all my superstars haven't even been on the court at one time, that can be a recipe for early exit in the playoffs.
I ain't worried. Give me the Kang and baby goat. We good. Man, listen, LeBron James and Anthony Davis should not be losing 4 out of 7 games to no team in the West. That's just how I feel, injured or not. And I feel like LeBron needed this time off. You feel me? Get his mind right, get his body right. You feel me? Unfortunately, the time off had to come through an ankle injury. But you know how it is, man. The man above, when he wants to park you, he gonna park you.
Yeah.
This is what the man above gonna do. You may not like it. You may not understand it. But when he want to park you and tell you to go chill out, that's what the man above gonna do. So to me, it was more or less the man above just had to put LeBron James on ice because LeBron wasn't gonna miss no games. He's not a load management kind of guy. He gonna play. Right. And so I like to see the fact that he's running. It's very light. But I like to see the fact that he's running. I feel like he was just doing that to show I'm here. But I feel like he's been doing more full speed things, in his spare time. He just didn't want to give all. He was like, like a movie preview.
Okay.
You don't want to give all the good stuff away. You just got to give enough to make people interested. Like, oh, okay. You feel me?
I would agree if he would have dunked the ball. He laid that thing up so soft butter biscuit. It was like, I can't even get up off the ground still, but I'm going to fake it till I make it. And again, I could be reading too much into it, but I'm just saying, if you want to deliver a statement. Now, you always know they talk about Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan put out that commercial, he's back, right? You saw Mike, and it wasn't from an injury or nothing like that, but you saw him come back, and it was a dunk. It was like, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? It was big. It was like, Mike's back. Oh, snaps. And so, If I'm coming, I've been out for 2 months, right? And you see me coming to a city near you. See, if as a director, right, I'm thinking like this. Okay, you see him a little jogging. I don't know. Then you give him the ball. Hey, you like, he's back. He's coming back. See, I would have, if it would have did something like that, I would have been like, the NBA better watch out because LeBron James is back. You get what I'm saying? But I don't know what and what percentage and how healthy he's really is. And again, when you take off 2 months, it's hard to replicate that kind of, scoring and a high velocity and things like that. That game action. And so again, I really do feel, this is my opinion, I think the Lakers are saying, look, man, I thought if we got AD and Drummond, we got Shooter, that should be enough to win games, right? But even with those people, we're still struggling. We're giving up games. We're losing games, and we're not winning consistently. So we got to call in the secret weapon. We know what that is.
Yeah, I mean, but it's only been 3 games. And remember, AD only played 15 minutes in the first game and didn't even play in the second half. And then in the second game, he ramped it up to 28 minutes. And I just feel like offensively, they kind of fell apart, and Dallas got hot and did what they did because they obviously bounced back and beat Orlando on Monday. So, tonight they got a big game against the Wizards, and then they finish on Friday against the Kings, and then they got 9 games left. And I feel like LeBron should be back within these 9 games just to develop and start ramping it up because he understands the importance of gelling and putting it all together. And these last 9 games aren't just like easy games. Like you said, they fighting for a playoff spot. They right there at the 6th spot to where potentially they can get that Clipper matchup.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they can stay in the 5th spot and get that matchup against Denver just because I feel like they can match up well against Denver, especially with no Jamal Murray. And it give Denver a lot of different problems because the Lakers gave them problems last year with Jamal Murray. And so, I don't need them to fall to the 6th spot, because then you got Clippers first round, then that may be a potential Suns in second round, and then you may get the Jazz, you feel me, in the 4th round or 3rd round. So, the road less traveled is always a little better than the road where it's a little bit bumpier. But like I said, man, 4 out of 7 games, LeBron and AD shouldn't be losing. And me learning about LeBron James over these last 18 seasons, I think that, his Iron Man-ness is going to prevail, and he's going to be fine. I feel like LeBron is about to take into this next gear, and you got to think about it. The Lakers got fans in the stands, the traveling, with the road stuff. The Lakers is a pretty good road team. And actually, it was better on the road than they are at home, leading up to LeBron injury. So I have no worries. If we was just now getting hurt and everybody was, trying to get out of their injuries just like right now and, because the knick-knack injuries. But for the most part, team is healthy. AD is 100%. So, I fear more about AD than I do LeBron. You feel me? And with AD being 100%, we ready to rock. So
I get it. And I know you're hopeful. We're going to keep it locked in to see how this story unravels. But again, that ankle injury is nothing to be messed with because you got to be agile. You're quitting. I mean, you're cutting your agility. It impacts so much, and in your explosiveness as well too, and coming down. So it's going to be different. But I think LeBron is going to use a lot of his IQ now, probably more bully ball, more using his vision to get to his spots. That dunking, you may not see him dunk just off right. And I don't think he's going to come back, just wrap it up. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to take a little bit of games. They're going to work him into it, maybe like give him 15 minutes to get in the game, to get in the flow, to get in the rhythm. And then by the time the playoffs come, start to add a little more time. I think if I'm the Lakers, I want to play Denver first. I want to get the kinks, get the kudos out. Because if I'm the Clippers, I want to play the Lakers first because this is the best time to play the Lakers coming off an injury. Well, it's like a war. If you think about it, it's a war. If you see your opponent has a weakness, this is when you want to strike right now. The iron is hot. You want to strike right now. So if I'm the Clippers, I'm hoping we can play the Lakers because this is our best chance. Because if we can beat the Lakers, ain't nobody should beat the Clippers in the playoffs if they play the way they playing. Because the Lakers, I feel like, is the only team that can really give them the trouble to get them eliminated. They have the weapons, they have the team to win go it all the way. I think we may see the Lakers and Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. The one we were supposed to see last year, I think we may see it this year. But if they match up early, that may be crazy. But speaking of playoffs, we talked about the soap opera Brooklyn. It was acting in Brooklyn, but hey, they got their act together, and now they are the first. Yes, let me say this again. The first team in the East to clinch a playoff berth. Not the Philadelphia 76ers, not the Milwaukee Bucks, the Brooklyn Nets. KD, Kyrie. They ain't played together damn near all season consistently, but they was able to figure it out. Their role players have been stepping up, and they was able to clinch the playoff spot, and they got the number one seed. They could be the number one team in the East, in the Utah Jazz. Put some respect on that name, because even though you don't like the music, even though you don't rock with the music, okay, the Jazz is everywhere, okay? They in the elevator, they at the crib, they when you want to like meditate, Jazz are rolling wild, and they are the first team to clinch a playoff berth. They may be the number one seat overall as well to the Utah Jazz. So how do you feel about these two teams clinching? Could this possibly be an NBA final matchup? I know you're a Laker fan. I know you ain't going to say that, but could it be? What if the Jazz and the Brooklyn Nets end up making it to the playoffs?
Jazz ain't making it, but I can see Brooklyn there.
Okay.
I'm going to just say that real subtle right now. I respect the Jazz, but they not. So we can end that noise. I mean, them clinching is cool. I feel like Phoenix should be clinching sometime this week. I also feel like Philly gonna be clinching sometime this week. We getting to that area where your record and games left should clinch you a playoff spot. So that's cool. Brooklyn clinching a playoff spot does nothing for me, because that's something they was gonna be doing anyway. I just look at it like, they potential matchups in the first round. And if they the one seed, I want them to get Washington. I believe they can beat Washington.
I mean, I don't believe, they're going to.
I believe they'll win that series. Yeah, but it'd be good for TV.
It will.
It had to be a hell of a first round matchup.
Yeah.
Then I would like to see Philly. Philly, Miami.
That's a bad series for us, Philly. I don't know. I don't know, but I just feel like that they should win, but I feel like that's a tough series for them.
And then we get Milwaukee, Boston.
That's a tough series for Milwaukee.
And then we get the wild card series of New York, Atlanta.
New York is back.
Hey, man, shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to Julius Randle. Shout out to Julius Randle.
Yes.
Man, it's crazy. Here's the crazy thing, to get off subject real quick.
No, it's good.
So, the Lakers was on this downward spiral. And they end up drafting Julius Randle the year before Kobe retired.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Julius Randle, and then he's not looking like the player he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So then Kobe retires, and then you draft Brandon Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
And then that next year you draft Lonzo. And then the next draft, the same draft of Lonzo, you get Kuzma. And then the year before Randle, you got D'Angelo Russell. Now, D'Angelo Russell left the Lakers, went to the Nets, became an all-star. Julius Randle left the Lakers, and he has become an all-star. And I believe he's going to win Most Improved Player of the Year. Brandon Ingram left the Lakers and became an all-star and won Most Improved Player of the Year. So when you look at the Lakers, they have drafted very well. It's just the players have been more successful out of the shadow of being a Laker. But I also attribute that to coaching, because I feel like Byron Scott failed miserably as a coach. And I felt Luke Walton failed miserably as a coach in the development of these players. Now,
don't get me on Luke Walton, man. I feel bad for Sacramento, but we'll talk about that for another day.
Yeah. Now, it's hard to really be mad at the Brandon Ingram trade because ultimately that landed AD, which ultimately ended up getting the championship.
Right.
So I can't be too mad about the Brandon Ingram situation.
Mm-hmm.
But the Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell thing, D'Angelo Russell kind of got himself out of there with the whole, you know, Swaggy P thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Julius Randle felt that since LeBron was coming in, it wasn't going to be no room for him. And, you know, it's just an interesting situation just to see how the Lakers' top draft picks have become pretty successful once they've left LA.
Yeah.
And, you know, but shout out to Julius Randle, man.
Shout out to Julius Randle. He has been balling. And again, sometimes you got to go somewhere else and go to a coach that believes in you. It's hard for a coach to believe in you when you got two other superstars on that team like that. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Julius Randle, if he was still on his Laker team, he may not be doing the things he's been doing at the Knicks. The coach, I think, is Pivotal. Tom Thibodeau. He believed in him. The Knicks revolve around Julius Randle, and he embodied defense. That's one thing about the Knicks. They're going to play hard. They're going to compete. They're going to give you all 48. And if they not, then Thibodeau or Pivotal, or you know what I'm trying to say, he's going to make sure that he is in that locker room going crazy. Get y'all butts out there and play defense and make it happen. And shout out to the Knicks. They've been balling, but I don't think Julius Randle does this if he's on the Lakers because, again, he's playing with other superstars, and it just sometimes it doesn't work when you got three. It just doesn't work. And I don't know if it's going to work with Drummond. I think it should work. But I don't know. Even Drummond said in the interview, he's like, I'm out here struggling because I don't really know my role. And that's a coach thing. The coach got to identify what do they want for Drummond and how do they want Drummond to perform for this team? What do we want? We want you to be a 20-15 guy, 15-15 guy, come off the bench guy. Like, what do you want from me? Because I've been used to starting majority of my career. So I need to know my role. I've been the guy for most part of my career where I'm getting the first touch and everybody else get it after me, per se. And so I just don't know how that's going to roll. But when it comes to the playoffs and you're looking at the Nets clinching the first playoff, of course, we all assumed that they was going to do it. But again, I think the Nets is great at that number one spot. I don't think if I'm Philly, if I'm Milwaukee, I don't want to be the 2 or the 3. I don't. I want to be where the Nets is. The Nets will have an easier chance, and they won't have a hard, really tough series until the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals. Think about it, because look at that. If you're the 2 or the 3, let's say 2 and 3, right? 2's going to play. 7. They're going to play. Who's the 7th seed right now?
Currently, the 7th seed is Miami, but remember the play-in can change.
Right. But okay, let's just say it stays what it is. They're going to play. Philadelphia is going to play Miami. It's not an easy walk in the park. That's probably going to go 6. I don't think it's going to get. I don't think that nobody's going to get swept if everybody's healthy. And then you got Milwaukee and the Celtics. If it was to happen today, that is a tough series. And then after having a tough battle, y'all got to play. If 2 and 3 end up winning, y'all got to play each other. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm the Nets, all I got to do is take advantage of all the bumps and bruises. I may go 4-1 my first series, 4-1 my second series, maybe 4-2. Maybe the Knicks getting 2 games or whatever, but 4-1 for the most part. And I'm rested. And then you got Boston. I mean, you got Milwaukee or whoever wins those series. Now they got to play the Nets, a well-rested Nets. They have the easiest chance to the to the NBA Finals. And you know what's crazy? I know if the Nets end up going to the finals, they're not going to talk about their road to the finals. They are not going to. See, if it was the other way around, let's say if it was LeBron. If LeBron was the number 1 seed, they were like, well, LeBron didn't play nobody. Ain't nobody. I promise you that. Hot take bake. Ain't nobody gonna say the Nets had an easy road to the NBA Finals. Ain't nobody gonna say the Nets were, oh, no, it's not the Nets' fault. They only play who they play. Ain't nobody gonna say that. They're gonna just say the Nets are just that good. They not gonna say, bro, who did they really play? The Wizards? The Knicks? Come on now. Come on. So if I'm the 2 and the 3 seed, I want that number 1 spot. I want these 9 games. I want to go on a surge to try to win these games to get either that 1 spot. I need to get that 1 spot because it's not easy. Now, when you look on the other end, when you look at the West, anything is possible because of the way they match up. The way Luka is playing, look, man. Luka Doncic is a problem. I don't think the Clippers want to play them.
The Clippers don't want no.
I don't think the Clippers want to play Luka Doncic. I don't think they want to play Luka Doncic. I just don't. I think they could beat them, but I don't think that's. And you know who's been really balling for the Clippers? I mean, not Clippers, but for the Mavericks? Kylie Stein. He's been putting in some great minutes out there, rim contesting, rebounding. He's been doing a lot of good things for that team, bro. I'm telling you, if I'm the Clippers, I don't want to play the Mavericks. And if you think about it, you got Golden State, who's fighting for a spot. You got who else? Who's the 8 seed? I got it on my phone.
Memphis is the 8. So Portland is 7. Memphis is 8. San Antonio's 9. Golden State's 10.
So okay. Now this is where it's gonna get interesting right here. If I'm
Utah, I don't want to play Memphis.
I do want to play Memphis.
If I'm Utah?
Yes. I want to play Memphis. I think we beat Memphis easy. I don't want to play
Portland.
I don't want to play Portland. I don't want to play Portland if I'm Utah. I don't want to play Portland. I don't want to play. I think they'd be San Antonio for sure. And Golden State is a sleeper because you got Steph Curry, man.
Yeah, wild card.
Steph Curry can, bruh, if they get hot, it's like the Golden State, it's like that place you go to, that food spot that may hit or may not hit. Some days you be like, whoa, that was fire. And then you go there and you be like, it was all right. It was all right. It was cool. That's what Golden State is. And I think if I'm Utah, I don't want to play Golden State because you don't know what you're going to get with Steph. You don't know what Steph-less you're going to get. You get what I'm saying? I think if I'm Utah, I want to play Memphis or the San Antonio Spurs. I could beat those 2 teams. Those are the 2 teams I want. I don't want Golden State, and I damn sure don't want Portland, and I damn sure don't want Dallas. I don't want Dallas to drop down to none of those seats. I don't think they will, but I don't want them. All right? And if the Lakers miraculously drop down to those, I don't want the Lakers, okay? I don't want the Lakers. All right? We don't want the Lakers, all right? We don't want the Lakers first round. We don't want a 1 in the 8. We don't want the Lakers for the double 1 in the 8 seed, all right? We don't want that, all right? So, no, we want Memphis or San Antonio. That's a good lookout for me. And if I'm Phoenix, I don't think they want Portland or Dallas. I really don't. I think they can beat them.
Everybody want Memphis? You ain't gonna get everybody can't get Memphis.
Man, if I think Phoenix can beat Golden State though. I think they
but that's saying, so when we look at Phoenix playing Golden State, that's basically saying Phoenix possibly gets the 1 seed or Golden State gets all the way to the 7 seed. Golden State can't get to the 7 seed.
They gotta beat the 7 seed twice, right?
No, so what happens is 7 plays 8, 9 plays 10. So the 7-8 matchup is for the 7 seed. Then So that's how I set up. So 7.
Wait, say that again.
So I'm gonna tell you, 7 will play 8, 9 will play 10. Right?
That's stupid.
So here's how this works: if 7 beats 8, Portland will go to the 7 seed. Then Memphis will play the winner out of the loser. So Memphis loses. They will play the winner out of the 9-10 matchup.
Okay, I was about to say that's a fade, bro. I was literally about to say, bro, I got to play a higher seed, and if I lose at a higher seed, I'm out.
No.
About to say, bro, I was about to be like, NBA, what are y'all doing over there, bro? You benefiting people at the bottom tier? Come on now. So all right, so Portland would play against Memphis. Yeah. If Portland beats Memphis 1 time,
Then
right?
the 7th seed, yes.
So what if Memphis beat Portland? Then are they the 7th seed?
Yeah. So Memphis is then moving to the 7th seed, and then Portland has to play the second game.
Okay, and then they have to play
the winner out of Golden State.
So 8 and 9 are having a play-in game.
Huh?
So 8 or 9 are doing a play-in game.
Yes.
And then that's kind of messed up, though. That is kind of they're playing a lot of games. That's kind of messed up. That's like a cupcake series for the 8th and the 1 and the 2 seed. Dang near.
No, because when you, like I said, when you look at it, right? Wait, where is it at? When you look at it, it's earning your way in. So, I mean, technically. So 7, if you win, you only got to play one game.
But why do I got to play an extra game?
What do you mean?
Why? Here's my thing. If I'm the 7th seed, why do I got to play one game when I know I'm in the playoffs?
Because what if your record is tied?
But that's what I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with tied. It's where you land at right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's the nature of this beast. Because everybody voted on this and approved of this. So you can't complain about what's transpiring because it's not like all of a sudden they woke up and was like, hey, after the like they made a decision at the All-Star break, like, hey, it's going to be a playing game. Like, no, man, this was established already in. So if you want to avoid the play-in game, right, then you need to get this one game to Dallas. So when you move into the 6th seed, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying I feel like that gives an easier series for the 1 and 2 seed.
No, because it's still.
Let's say, for example, Golden State, and we're going to talk about it too much, but say, for example, Golden State wins, right? They played a total of 2 games. And then they're about to start a 7-game series. So, and technically, they're playing 9 games, right? 9 games. That's a lot of games.
Hey, listen, would you now answer this question? If you on Golden State and you the 10th seed, would you want the opportunity to get to the playoffs? Or would you just want to go home?
No, I understand that. I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying I thought they was doing it like this, and it still sucks because it's more games. I thought that the 7th seed was going to play the 10th seed and the 8th seed was going to play the 9th seed. And I thought the 9 had to beat hear me out. I thought the 9 had to beat the 8th seed twice to get that spot. And I thought the 10 had to beat the 7 twice to get that spot. If they lost one game, it was automatic out.
Yeah, but it was the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. I like 7 versus 8 because 7 versus 8 secures a 7 spot. Then you get 8 versus the winner out of 9 and 10 for the 10th spot. So the thing is you need to try to creep into that 7th seed. So then if you win, you only got to play one game. And then you ready to go. But to me, that's just the nature of the beast. I feel like baseball's been doing it with the play-in game.
Yeah, they have. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, but the play-in game are for people that's trying to play in as a wild card, though. They're wild card teams. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. But you as a 7, 8 seed and your records are relatively close, it's a wild card. Get in. Man, win. That's how I look at it. Win. If you're winning, you wouldn't have these problems. If you was a 1 and 2 seed, you ain't worried about being 7 and 8.
Yeah.
So, it's just the nature of the beast. I like the drama that comes with it. And, give that rematch of Portland, Memphis, and with Memphis being healthy, you feel me? Because remember last year, Jaren Jackson got hurt. They wasn't fully healthy. So now you're going to have Memphis, Portland fully healthy. Then you got probably a Memphis Golden State. And now we got a Golden State, could possibly the 8th seed against Utah. And you got Portland, Phoenix in the first round. It's a lot of matchups that
it's gonna be crazy, and
that can get interesting. So I'm loving it. And before we get out of here and talking about the East, I want Miami to fall to the 8th seed. Give me Brooklyn, Miami first round, 2.
That'd be a tough.
Now that road to the finals look a little bit different. Now you'll put a little bit more respect on what the Nets did because you go. You go Miami first round, then you potentially get a a New York Knicks or a Boston or some second round, depending if Boston continue to turn it around and get to that 4 or 5 spot. You know, so things could change.
I don't think Miami gonna lose to Charlotte though. I don't think that. I don't think it either. I think Miami.
But here's the catcher. Philly can still, because remember, Philly holds a tiebreaker over Brooklyn. So if Philly can win some games and Brooklyn can lose, Philly can still get to the 1 spot, and then Brooklyn got to deal with Miami at the 2 spot.
Brooklyn ain't playing nobody though. They playing the Nets. They playing the Trailblazers.
They got the Pacers.
Okay. They got some games. They got Milwaukee, which are big games. Those are big games. They're playing Mavericks, which are also playing for a playoff spot. The Nuggets, and then it gets dark. It gets dark.
So if we look at it, they got Trailblazers. So after this Pacer game, they next 5 is tough.
Yeah. So it's big.
Let me look at what's the name then real quick. Go back. No, not them. Let's look at Philly. What is Philly next? How Philly looking? So Philly get the Hawks twice in a back-to-back series, and that can hurt the Hawks. Then look, man, Philly gets the Spurs, Bulls, Rockets, Pelicans.
Philly got the easiest role. If they're the number 1 seed, that's on them.
You feel me? Like they can run that table.
Yeah, they can.
And put Brooklyn in a tough situation to where Brooklyn got to see Miami first round, then mess around and turn around and see Milwaukee the second round. Now we're gonna really see what Brooklyn about. So this is probably the most dramatic the NBA has been in years.
In a while. And I'm all for it. I can't wait to playoff basketball.
Yeah, but I'm like playoff basketball is to me right now for a lot of teams.
Oh yeah, it started. It's going down. Everything matters right now. In these last
the seeding, because you said it, the seeding and who you want to play as far as the best matchup for your team.
Right.
Like, styles make fights, and that's just how certain things work out. And usually in the NBA, the best team wins the 4 out of 7. But you got too many teams that match up with you because they got them kind of guys. You feel me? You don't want to really see a Damian Lillard in the first round because Damian Lillard will send you home. Yeah. You feel me? You really don't want to see if a Steph Curry can get hot and carry a team for 40 points. You don't want to see a Laker team, even though they hobbling, you really don't want to see a Laker team like that. You feel me? So you want to, like you said, you want to make sure your first round matchup fits who you want to play. Right. Not how things shake out. And I don't think Miami is starting to turn into form. A Brooklyn-Miami series in the first round, that is fire.
That may be crazy.
That's fire, bro. Now I'm trying to tell you. And then we don't know where James Harden is as far as that Hemi.
I think he'll come back, but if he come back, he's definitely not going to be 100%. He can.
No, we both know how the Hemi is. The Hemi is one of those things like it can feel real good until you push off that bad boy.
Yeah, so we're going to find out, man. We got a lot to talk about, but tomorrow we will be here. We're doing a back-to-back because it's draft day, and it's a lot of stuff going on in the draft, a lot of big moves. Your boy Reasons called out some things, and he was right. And we're going to talk about all that tomorrow. So you want to keep it locked and loaded for Talk That Talk Nation. We're going to keep it going, man. What do you want to say before we get out of here, dog?
Hey, man. Let's just get ready. Man, I'm ready for draft day. Man, I got the mock draft. I'm locked in. I'm excited about my team. I'm just excited about the NFL. I'm just excited, bro. I can't even hold my composure because this is a good time to be talking sports.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. So, hey, man, y'all take care of yourself. If you're in Cali or if you've been vaccinated, you are able to go to public places where there's not a lot of people and walk without a mask. So we're making progress. We still got a lot of work to do. All right. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Always remember to stay blessed, stay safe, and to talk that talk. We see y'all tomorrow. Drop that.
Peace.